Hello, good evening, a warm welcome from the Atlantic coast in France. Paris Saint-Germain and the Warrington Wolves, just quickly running through the Paris side there. You can see Dion Bird, Pierre Chamaran, and we've also got one or two big players like Dave O'Donnell is playing. Kick-off is about to take place. Warrington Wolves this evening without Paul Sculthorpe at loose forward, and move straight into match action. Away come the Paris Saint-Germain team. Tackle there by George Mann, Gary Chambers. Warrington up for this game. A good performance at Wigan Warriors on Wednesday night. Penalties and indiscipline gave the game away from them on that occasion. Paris Saint-Germain, they want the points as well. They're not out of the relegation mire yet. Warrington, a good win last weekend against the Salford Reds at Wilderspool. This has been a horrific journey for the team. Australia last month, the west of France for this evening's game. About 1,500 on the ground. First touch of the ball for Lee Penny. Playing well at full back over the past few weeks. Didn't make much ground on that occasion. I was telling me before the game he's been suffering with the after effects of flu all week. Mark Forster decided to go on the blind side. One of the big players for Warrington this season. He's now the elder statesman in Super League now that Lee Cooks has retired, for the longest consistent run of playing in top flight rugby league. 17 years, Paul. That's Gary Chambers. And with a bandage on his thigh this evening. Willie Swan at dummy half. Ian Knott. Kelly Shelford back in the side. Good to see him back in the side, although it must be said that Mike Wainwright didn't let the side down playing at standoff in either the Salford game or the Wigan game. Kick downfield, a long kicking game being employed by the Warrington Wolves. Lee Breers on that occasion. Away comes the fullback Dion Bird, who was injured at St Helens on Wednesday. Interference to play the ball. Mr Connolly jumping on that straight away. And awards a penalty to Paris Saint-Germain. Very interesting to see if Warrington's defence holds up as well as it has done in the past few games. Talking to Darryl van der Velde during the week, he reckon the turning point of the season was when they played at Cronulla for the first hour of the game. They held them. In the last 20 minutes they ran short of gas. Another penalty given against Warrington Wolves on that occasion. Gary Chambers being spoken to by the referee. Bob Connolly jumping on any interference at the tackle. He's stressing to Gary Chambers. He's not going to take any of it this evening. Paris slowly but surely working the way up pitch. Going from right to left. They want to quick play the ball. O'Donnell, the man with playing the ball. The man with no number, Joe Taylor, playing at prop forward. O'Donnell again starts to move off. It's a good play by Paris Saint-Germain. It's where Warrington have got to hold out and absorb all the pressure. Wide throw out right to Jason Eade. Plays the ball. O'Donnell again. Didn't play the ball correctly on that occasion. Penalty to the Warrington Wolves. Mr Connolly playing the rules to the letter of the law. 2 penalties for interference at the tackle by Warrington. Warrington get themselves one back. Didn't play the ball correctly. And Lee Breers puts the ball into touch. So it'll be Warrington to play their set of 6. Willie Swan to George Mann. He's been playing well over the past few weeks. Magana, well marshalled. They've done the homework on him, okay. Willie Swan to Kelly Shelford, into passing very quickly indeed there. Gary Chambers wants to get up and play it. There's the ball to Willie Swan. Shelford again. This is Ian Knott. One of the surprise form plays in the second half of the season. Was in dispute at the start of the season. He's come right back to make a second row place his own since Paul Hume's unfortunate injury. Shelford again. Long stringing passes going out here by the Wolves. Roper. Actually in the left centre position at the moment. He's programmed to play right centre. Keeping the ball rolling. Warrington Wolves on that occasion. Scrum down. Paris Saint-Germain put in. Not many here at the Bayonne Sports Stadium this evening. 1500. Good following though from Cheshire. The Warrington Wolves fans are here in all the primrose and blue. Flags as well. And singing before the kick-off. We get right behind the side. Paris Saint-Germain again, tried to build an attack. He saw the dummy runner going through there. Lost the ball. No, he didn't. Kept hold of the ball. Dummy half against O'Donnell. Joe Taylor. What's been asked of him so far in this game? He's looking to offload it, but George Mann was doing a good covering job, stopping the ball coming out to O'Donnell, who starts another move off. It's Jason Martin, good little player that he is. Busy little player as well. Again, Paris Saint-Germain come forward. Warrington's defence holding up at the moment and holding up firm. Tackling in the past few games been superb for Warrington. Martin, little chip through. Very, very long in goal area there. Bigger than a lot of clubs have at the grounds. Perhaps Paris should have made better of that. This is Shelford. Shelford wants to go up and play on Mark Forster. Quite short of songs, the Warrington fans. We come here expecting the team to win this evening, and it must be said Paris aren't going to make it easy from George Mann. That's a few valuable yards. Lee Penny was there in support if he'd have been able to offload. Breers, Shelford. That's Mike Wainwright, who's playing it loose forward this evening. Knock on, says the referee. Scrum down. Paris Saint-Germain put in. So Wainwright there, you can see playing at the back of the pack. Paul Sculthorpe cried off. He didn't travel with the team, he's got a shoulder injury. Trying to get him ready for next weekend's games. Crucial weekend for Warrington Wolves. Against St Helens on Friday and Castleford on Monday. Martin feeds the scrum. Well, chaperone there, there's young Lee Breers, who was very doubtful on Thursday. Hopefully Doc Graham Scott's miracle cues must have worked again. Willie Swan and Chambers in the tackle. O'Donnell starts under the move off for Paris Saint-Germain. Again, the tackling going in by Warrington. See there's nobody being left alone for one-on-ones. It's all twos all the time. Willie Swan is behind the tackle count already. Good chip through there by Jason Martin. Shoulder barged onto the floor. Felt that as well. Lee Penny away to Shelford. Breers completely lapped up there, not able to get the ball out. And here's Salisi Fee now. On that occasion, Salisi didn't lead with his arm, as he did on Wednesday night at Wigan. He got sin bin for it, because McCaslin took offence. Foster on the play of the ball. Willie Swan. George Mann. Kelly Shelford again involved in the move. Ian not overrunning that ball. John Roper diving on it. Backwards went the ball, said the referee Connolly. Shelford again. Swan to Breers. Warrington stringing the ball out, trying to make that breakthrough. Paris coming up very quickly on the play of the ball. Giving Warrington any room to work in at all. Tackle there by the winger, number 20, Jason Eady. And Tony Tatupu. Lee Breers relieves the pressure. Big kick upfield. Didn't find touch, and away comes Dion Bird. So injured on Wednesday at St Helens. Back in the side this evening. Bit of a breeze. Everybody had to alter the watches when they came over here. And it must be said until Friday, nobody had a clue what time the kick-off was going to be. It eventually finished up as 8 PM Central European time. O'Donnell at the play of the ball. Michael Wainwright in there on the tackle, as Breeze was as well. Good hit there by Gary Chambers. But O'Donnell, busy little workhorse he is. Remember, had a great game up at Warrington back in April. He was one of the many goal kickers used on that occasion. It must be said, in the game at Wilderspool, it was the goal kicking that actually lost Paris Saint-Germain the game. John Huff's late try on that occasion. You see the Paris Saint-Germain team, they're up for it. 4 players in on that tackle. Lee Penny eventually down. Away comes Finau. He's been one of the most improved players at Wilderspool this season. Salisi Finau played in a host of positions, including prop forward. Quite a long run. John Roper tries scoring at Central Park on Wednesday. He seems to have found form in the second half of the season. Willie Swan, this is Mike Wainwright. Willie Swan at dummy half. Lee Breers. Breers will run the angle. Did a dummy pass. He actually felt that tackle. The referee says it was a knock on. And Paris is put in. Gary James is standing skipper this evening, talking to referee Bob Connolly. Willie Swan's finding it all amusing, as are the resident on-field bottle carriers for the Paris Saint-Germain team. Graham Scott, the Warrington club doctor, and Tony Rothwell administering the treatment to Lee Breers. Quick squirt of water and we're away. Too fast for referee Connolly. Martin will feed the scrum again. And let's see what sort of moves Paris Saint-Germain have got up the sleeves. Leon Bird slowing the game down there. He only took that ball on the second grasp. Good cover tackling again by the Warrington Wolves. Chambers involved in most of the tackles, and that was a very, very silly move indeed by Willie Swan. Chambers had retired. Willie Swan decided to bang the player's head into the floor once more. And it's going to be Matt O'Connor. A standoff for the Paris Saint-Germain team. He's going to attempt to put the first points on the board. Who's on the penalty count at the moment? The Warrington Wolves. And lacking a consistent goal kicker all season, Paris Saint-Germain. Important points for them if they can put this between the posts. O'Connor's kick, high, true. The flags go up as well. The first points on the board then. Paris Saint-Germain 2, the Warrington Wolves 0. We now have French sound bites to go with it as well.
Et pour le Paris Saint-Germain, coup franc de Mathieu O'Connor. Paris Saint-Germain 2, Warrington 0.
French announcer will make a lot of sense to a lot of Paris Saint-Germain players because they're all Australians. This is Tutupu. He's looked so up to it the second half of the season as Tutupu. Finau trying to make yards. Not many yards there, man. Jason Martin felt that one. Mike Wainwright, then I say it loose forward. He's a recognised second row player. Beats off the tackles there. Actually 3 players. He took 2 in the first tackle and shook them both off. It took 3 players second time to flatten him. Willie Swan, Lee Breers attempts to kick. Thinks of the better option and passes left to Kelly Shelford. And another penalty. I think the Paris Saint-Germain team would have learned by now. That was Paul Evans who penalised on that attempt. Lifted his foot just as he's about to get up and play the ball. Mr. Connolly having nothing of it. Other controversies surrounded Bob over the past few weeks. Mr. Greg read words against him for his display. I saw the video. Bob Connolly was right on all the calls. And then I saw the television last week when Castleford played the London Broncos and he was criticised for a 10-1 penalty count in London Broncos' favour in the second half. This is George Mann. Plays the ball. Willie Swan. Coming up very quickly there, the Paris Saint-Germain team. Wanted somebody to split the defence, and the Warrington Wolves were through there on that occasion. This is Mark Forster. And Mark's gone over the line. Touch judge seems happy. Tutupu's in there with Lee Breers. Just have a look at that again. Mark Forster saw the option. Willie Swan was still organising the troops. Play the ball. Mark Forster decided, I'm going through there. Ploughs his way through. Great try. 16 minutes gone in the game. The Warrington Wolves take the lead. Paris 2, Warrington Wolves 4. Lee Breers, touchline kick. It's high. And it's a good one as well. Well done indeed to Lee Breers. Struggled a bit with those kicks out wide this season, Lee Breers, but not on that occasion. Mark Forster comes forward to congratulate him. And the Warrington Wolves take the lead by 6 points to 2. 17 minutes gone. And a lot to play for yet.
Pour Warrington, un essai de Mark Forster.
I'm interested to see the tactic they employ here with Lee Breers with the kick-off. The Warrington players look like they're ready on the charge. It's going to be a deep kick, I think. It's a very deep kick. Huge kick into the in-goal area. Joe Taylor again. So plays the ball to O'Donnell. Paris Saint-Germain, I think, quite visibly shaken by that try that went in by Mark Forster. O'Donnell, surrounded by Warrington players, hungry for the tackles. The green strip there, you can see the Warrington Wolves in it at the moment. The tunnel's been ditched at the end of the season. We knew change strip next year. It's not been a successful kit for them. Only one winning it this season at Castleford Tigers in April. Warrington in the lead at the moment, 6 points to 2. Lee Penny, that yards and come out. I think high there by Jason Eady, the winger. Tough lad though is Lee. Gets up, plays the ball. Mark Forster, try scorer. The 9th try of the season, that one. Salisi Finau is coming off his right wing position to play the ball. It's a new dimension actually by having Salisi Finau, who's played in the pack this season. Gary Chambers. Kelly Shelfie. A lot of these Warrington players playing for contracts for next season as well. There's a lot of contracts up at the end of the season. And review the season that they've had. Dal van der Velde has promised a rebuilding job at the end of the season. Kick for touch there by Lee Breers, successful. Scrum now. Jason Martin. Lee Penny been in on the action and on the tackle as well. 225, Matt O'Connor, point scorer for the Paris Saint-Germain team. Running short of options at Paris at the moment. Warrington are getting right into the faces all the time, blocking moves. Over the past few weeks since he arrived back from Australasia, I've never seen a Warrington side this season who's hungry to make the tackles. It's Matt O'Connor again, desperate to try and get something going for Paris Saint-Germain. Points so important. Oldham play tomorrow, they're at Halifax. Castleford also play tomorrow, they've got a home game against St Helens. It must be said that with Paris's win the other week over Wigan, that took a lot of pressure off, but they're not out of it yet. Neither are Warrington Wolves. Need to do something from this game. They're doing it all at the moment by winning 6 points to 2. George Mann. They're very, very physical around that area at the moment. Penalty. Paris Saint-Germain. Actually telling George Mann there, who was leading with his arm. It's going to be another kick at goal. Well, a big kick if you what he's kicked already, O'Connor. Warrington fans in their number, trying to put him off as much as possible with the singing. Wouldn't be so bad if it was in tune. They're all enjoying themselves anyway. O'Connor. Straight between the posts again, and that reduces the arrears. 4 points to 6 now. The Warrington Wolves are leading. Paris to kick off again. Warrington had the lead stripped down to just 2 points. 6 points to 4 the lead. It's a good lead at the moment though. 2 penalties awarded against them that had been kicked. Remember Wednesday night when Andy Farrell put Wigan 4-0 ahead. It was uphill battle all the way there, but Warrington do have the cushion. With that try by Mark Forster and a great touchline goal by Lee Breers. It's George Mann. He's only been signed on loan in January, was George. Second half of the season, really found his form, he's enjoying himself. Something going on off the ball there with Nigel Vergana. The Warrington players didn't like it. Straight up with the flag came the touch judge. Must have a word with his touch judge before he makes any decision, but Vergana didn't like it, neither did the Warrington players. Bob Connolly pulling one of the Paris Saint-Germain players out. High tackle going in, it was a Connor. They put the high tackle in there on Vergana. Referee didn't like it. Touch judge actually helped Bob Connolly out on that occasion. Lee Breers finds touch. He made many yards with his kick. Willie Swan on the play of the ball. Gary Chambers to Lee Breers. A fast move here, and again George Mann's involved. To Tupou. Oh, his long legs. Strides his way through, busts his way through. That's what Warrington's signing for. John Dorry signed him last close season from the Auckland Warriors. Took a long time to find his form, Tony, but looks good when he's on top form. New Zealand international he is. Mark Forster on the play of the ball to Willie Swan. Lee Breers strings a long pass across. A clever little chip through there by Kelly Shelford. Read perfectly by Jason Eady, the winger. Bundled to the floor by Ian Knott. Knotty goes in on the second tackle. Just so he does actually floor him. George Mann comes in over the top as well. Paris Saint-Germain speeding the game up. Warrington equal to it at the moment with the tackling. That was not apparent at the start of the season. If you can compare tapes back, the actual Warrington blanket coverage tackles seems to be no way through, and Paris having to employ the kicking game to make yards up the field. They took a funny bounce at the last minute, but Mark Forster had it covered all the way into touch. There'll be scrum down. Warrington Wolves to put in a set of 6, an important set of 6 to play. Approaching the halfway mark in this first half. 4 points to Paris Saint-Germain. Mark Forster with a try and Lee Breers with a goal. And Warrington, I would say really deserved lead, although they are having to absorb a lot of pressure. That's where Lee Penny has been excelling over the past few weeks. Seems to be so hungry to make yards, burst out of tackles. Mark Forster. With a good record against Paris Saint-Germain, did the double over them last year. Warrington. They win at the Charlotte Stadium in August. This season they beat them at Wilderspool. Lee Breers to Gary Chambers. Offloads perfectly there, swivels in the tackle. So he won't make any more yards, Ian. Willie Swan relieves the pressure. Right-footed kick to touch. Scrum down. Floodlights are now on. In the fullness. Breers starting the tackle off, and Ian Knott playing broken nose at the moment. Ian injured it again at Wigan on Wednesday. Bravely playing on tonight. Another big tackle. Not many yards being made here by Paris Saint-Germain. O'Donnell. Pass there to Martin. Good tackle that by the Warrington Wolves. Hit the floor with so much force he released the ball. Willie Swan having a good look round. His players are all back in position. Got a hand on that with Willie Swan. Interesting to see, yes, he's actually gone back to 6. Quite rightly there, because Willie Swan did actually slap the ball down. It was taken back by the Paris Saint-Germain team. A particular player wanting to take an age to play it. But that was Wayne Singh to play the ball. Paris Saint-Germain come again. O'Donnell dropped the ball. Jason Martin, one of the better plays that they've had in this first half. That's the first handle there I've seen by him. Gary Chambers, he's feeling a bit of a knock on his leg. I don't know what all these signals mean. I'll ask Tony Rothwell one day what all these signals mean to the bench. Gary Chambers is actually coming off. And on comes Warren Stevens. See if we can get information about Gary Chambers as soon as we can. Warren Stevens straight into the pack. 18 years of age, playing like a veteran. Mark Forster. To Nigel Vagana. Decides to go with the Lord on the blind side. Doesn't make many yards. Very difficult customer to tackle, though, is Nigel. If he springs through the tackle, he's gone. Lee Breers stringing it to Kelly Shelford, half-back partner. Good pass there to John Roper. Collected it very well there, John, low down. Keeps the move going. Kelly Shelford to Warren Stevens, his first bust. Plays the ball to Willie Swan. Felt that one, did Warren as well. Tony Tutupu to Nigel Vagana again. Vagana decides to come inside. Little chip through. Straight in touch. That move broke down. Play the ball by Paris Saint-Germain for the penalty. David Lomax, who plays for them this season. Missing on Wednesday at St Helens. Jason Martin, clever little interplay. O'Donnell, Lomax again. Tackled. I already said tackled high there by Warrington Wolves. Scrum down, says referee Connolly. And Warrington to put in. So about looking round, the Warrington fans are actually out. They're not, I would say, really outnumbered here in Paris. A few more come on. It's the last mention of the crowd, possibly around about 1,500. And wonders how Super League can survive in France with those sort of numbers on. That's a big hit by Lee Penny. Obviously something going on between him and Lee Penny earlier in the game. Lee wanted him. That's Paul Evans, the centre. Another huge hit by Lee Penny. So playing with a newfound confidence over the past few weeks is Lee. Willie Swan and Tony Tutupu on that tackle. O'Donnell. Martin. Everything's coming through Martin. This is a good burst here by Paris Saint-Germain. They found the gap, they ran the angle. And it was Dion Bird, the fullback. Sucked all the defence in. Look how many Warrington players are there in your screen. And Salisi Finau, he'd done the right thing by going inside, but he left a huge gap for Dion Bird to run that angle and to touch down. 34 minutes gone in the first half. Puts Paris Saint-Germain, only for the second time in this game, back into the lead. 8 points to 6. With a kick to come from Matt O'Connor. Well, the easiest of his 3 kicks so far, this. That's me trying to talk him into missing it. Connor's kick, right-footed, high and true as well. You can see it was true as it was. Touch judges agree. Dion Bird, as he's trying to improve by Matt O'Connor. 10 points to 6, 6 minutes to go to half-time. And now Warrington are on the rack. He defended famously in the first 34 minutes of this game. It's that one slip, though. Andy Goodway, the coach, obviously saw a weak link in there. On the right-hand side of the field. He decided to try and exploit it. Martin set it up. Now then, it seems to be falling apart slightly. Salisi Finau knock on at the first play of the ball. And we scrum down with the Paris put in. So having just conceded a try, Warrington have now got another set of 6 in their own 20-metre zone. Can Paris capitalise? Martin feeds the scrum. Goes right. Bergman passed on that occasion. John Roper's in on the tackle again with Lee Penny. Making a lot of tackles at the moment is Lee. And 2 players feeling the wrath of his tackling as well. Good tackle there by Lee Breers on David Lomax. Lomax plays the ball. Coming down this right-hand side again. So Paris have obviously spotted a weakness. Jason Martin to Joe Taylor. Easiest number to spot of all of Paris, he has none. Martin again. This is clever play there, but well read by the Warrington big 2 of Warren Stevens and Tony Tutupu. Doing the best to hold them out. This is clever play by Paris on the 5th tackle. But we're now going to change over. It's a 6th tackle. Nigel Vagana plays the ball. William Knott, Lee Penny. He plays the ball. Mark Forster decides to run down his own wing from 8 yards. Complaining to the referee, who wants to get up and play on with the game. As we said, with regard to consistency of referees, Warrington penalised on a few occasions. Wanted to go up and play. We've got a substitution as well now, as well as Gary Chambers on the field. We've also got youngster Paul Wingfield on the field for Salisi Finau. Finau involved in the gap that was created for that last try. Maybe tactically has been brought off. Paul Wingfield, 18-year-old, Alliance Player of the Year at the club last season. 5 tries in Super League so far this season, many as a substitute, including 1 at Wigan on Wednesday night. He's back on. He's got time to show what he's worth. Good kicker of the ball as well, good reader of the game. Got an old head on young shoulders as well as Paul. Brushed away from the scrum there by Jason Martin, looking for support. Ball knocked out by Mark Forster. A little bit of a set to there. Jason Martin didn't like the challenge by Mark Forster. Looking on the wrong custom with Mark. Newfound youth. This is Ian Knott. Willie Swan. Warren Stevens. Huge hit on Warren there. Nicknamed himself Brains for obvious reasons, so we'll not have felt that one. Referee Connolly decided to go on that occasion. Scrum down. Dean Warren Stevens to have knocked on. He was hitting that tackle. Martins to feed the scrum. Feeds it away, come Paris Saint-Germain again. Trying to exploit this right-hand side of the field. Well, Wingfield's still warming up in effect, even though he's on as a substitute. Joe Taylor. Tackled well there by Willie Swan and Warren Stevens. O'Donnell, captain half-back. Which is a good play by Paris. Went pretty high from George Mann, who's looking to get away with that with some of the decisions that have gone against Warrington so far. Jason Martin to Lomax. Everything revolving around Jason Martin at the moment. O'Donnell strings the ball to Martin again. Number 25, Matt O'Connor, goal kicker on 3 occasions. Now then, with the chase on. Oh, What's the referee going to give there? Mark Forster put his shoulder to him and he's gone straight between the sticks. Have we got try time? Paris aren't very happy. Mark Forster belts the ball right-footed upfield. He's on a one-on-one here with Dion Bird, kicks the ball and offsets the race upfield. Quick man in his youth was Mark Forster, only left him for dead at one stage. You can see this here. It might just be a bit, how should I say, professionalism that Mark's learnt over the last 17 years. Dion Bird didn't like it. Back comes down to 23, Phil Bergman, puts a tackle in. No, try time. Mark Forster says it's his 10th try of the season. Just before half-time in this game. Lee Breeze with the easiest job. The locals, or the French fans here this evening, don't particularly like that decision by referee Connolly. Warrington Wolves fans enjoying the night even more now. Opening up a few more cans and bottles. 12 points to 10, and that is a good lead to have. On Wednesday night at Wigan, they let it slip just around half-time when Gary Connolly scored the try. There's the half-time hooter. What a crucial time to score a try. Paris Saint-Germain 10, Warrington Wolves 12. Players leaving the field. Obviously be a point of discussion amongst the Paris players at half-time. That try being awarded against them. The second half underway. It's Paris playing from left to right. Warrington fans doing the best to lift the team in this second period. Tatupu who comes away with the ball.
12 pour les verts, 10 pour les rouges.
Wingfield claiming to the referee, we want to get on with the game.
Il va falloir recommencer comme vous avez terminé la première mi-temps tout à l'heure, c'est-à-dire encourager les Parisiens. Ils vont en avoir besoin après ce coup de massue juste avant la mi-temps avec cet essai surprise.
Joining the line, as often as he has done in this game, enjoying his rugby at the moment. Willie Swan. A brave bust by Warren Stevens. He's learning his skills all the time. So he'll make his debut against Castleford on a televised game last season. He's going to leaps and bounds this season, but to be truthful, he's had to. So weak in the prop department this season because of injuries, Warrington. Warren's featured in most of the games. Good pressure relieving kick. The Paris Saint-Germain's put in. Two substitutes at Warrington can use yet. They can use Richie Ayres. They also use Chris Causey. Craig Menkins, Fabian Davici and Tony Priddle. And the unused substitute Troy Bellamy's not been on either for the Paris Saint-Germain team. Warrington still hungry with a tackle. You can see little Vagana there hanging on, ripping to the legs of Jason Eadie. Don't stop him making any further yards, and another three-man tackle going in. Shelford and Stevens. The last player's up. And Joe Taylor again. Big hit there by George Mann, a good tackle as well. Warren Stevens finished him off. O'Donnell, Jason Martin. Martin again. The hand in there by Lee Breers. He claimed for a knock on. Referee gives it. See from when Lee Breers played for St Helens at the start of the season, he came into a struggling Warrington side at the end of April, made his debut in that big defeat at St Helens. He's matured as the season has gone on now, has Lee. A good little player he's going to be. Didn't tell me that St Helens tried to fatten him up during the close season last season. It really works. A very tall lad for scrum half as well. Ian North. He played the ball for Willie Swan. Mike Wainwright. Quiet over the past 15-20 minutes or so as Mike. He's got big shoes to fill tonight, literally. Paul Sculthorpe. Nigel Vagana. Jinking none of his. Being roughed up by the Paris Saint-Germain players. And in comes Mark Forster again. Willie Swan. It's Lee Breers. Kick for touch. Certainly the Paris Saint-Germain put in. 12 points to 10, the Warrington Wolves lead at the moment. Away come Paris. What Warrington mustn't do now is concede a penalty in a kickable position. O'Connor 3 from 3 in the first half. One conversion, 2 penalties. Playing with the tails up for Warrington Wolves. And the tackle going in there by Warren Stevens. Also Mike Wainwright again. Donald to Jason Martin. Good close tackling there by, close passing I should say, by the Paris Saint-Germain team. Well led by the Warrington Wolves. Lee Bree has gone down, he's going to need attention. High kick by Matt O'Connor. The pressure's on. Nobody wanted that one. What's the referee going to award here? Penalty, offside. The ball was kicked. Ian Knotts wanted to get on with it. Lee Bree is still receiving attention. Ian Knott kicks for touch. But he did have a spell of goal kicking for the first team last year. He was landing them from everywhere back end of the season. George Mann. See Lee Bree's bottom of the screen is receiving attention by Tony Rothwell. That's the hobble back into action as Tony picks up his medical bag. A bit of a problem there. Warren Stevens has gone down. The Warrington players did not like it. The referee wants to speak to the Paris Saint-Germain captain. David O'Donnell. Stop the clock, says the referee. Bring the touch judge in. Matt O'Connor's involved as well. Let's have a word with his touch judge first. Yep, bringing his 2 captains in. Don't want any more of that. George Mann's in. George, as you can see there, listening intently. Warren Stevens doesn't know he's possibly a good job really that Warren got hit round the head there. On report, and that's the goal kicker for Paris Saint-Germain, Matt O'Connor, put on report for the high tackle on Warren Stevens. Cross fists. If you ever want to rerun the video back, when he called standing captain George Mann in there, George, as usual, was listening intently, wasn't even looking at the referee when he was talking. And then Paris Saint-Germain player on report. Warrington Wolves on the offensive. Willie Swan sets off yet another move. George Mann. That's what plays the ball. To Tupu. Well marshalled and well worked on. So it is to Tupu. Still not a lot of yards. Here is Warren Stevens. Just lacking a bit of experience and lacking a bit of support there. For not long. Willie Swan. Kelly Shelford, the interchange. Worked that move so well this season, Lee Breeze and Kelly Shelford. On occasion it didn't come off. It looks so good. It does. This is Shelford. In fact, Vagana. 5th tackle. Willie Swan throws it out wide to Kelly Shelford. Trips his pass in there. There's Shelford. Mark Forces in as well. Move Bro down. It was a brave move. Referee's not happy with that. Penalty to the Paris Saint-Germain team. Saw something on the tackle I didn't. Warren Stevens might wear that made the hit. No yards made really. Horizontal one across his own 10 metre zone. Yep. Scrum down, says the referee. Knock on. Warrington put in. Warrington now got the ball back on a set of 6. We're going to make something with this. Try here. We're very grateful for Lee Breers. Bob Conley got in the way of that on that occasion. Breers takes the ball to ground. It'll be a rethink of ideas. He'll play the ball in behalf to Kelly Shelford. Mike Wainwright. Big range on him is Mike, tall lad. George Mann will plough his way through. The defence by the Paris Saint-Germain team. Lee Breers again. See how the Paris Saint-Germain team is surrounding the Warrington players, giving them more room to manoeuvre at the moment. So it takes something special here to break through. Willie Swan, and a knock on by Warren Stevens. He will scrum down for the first knock on. And Paris Saint-Germain put in. Warren Stevens thrown the ball there for a pass, ankle high pass. And Paris Saint-Germain team relieve the pressure. That was pretty high by John Roper. He was lucky to get away with that one. Referee Bob Conley didn't like that, although he did say he actually did duck into it. Still a high tackle. The Warrington fans continuing as they have done all through this game to get behind the side. O'Donnell will play the ball. Warrington were back and they're on a very, very positive line there across the field. No infringement at the play of the ball, says referee Connolly. Paris Saint-Germain come forward again. 10 points to 12. I wouldn't put the mortgage on it at the moment. That's Joe Taylor. Working yards. Warrington need a try. They'll take all the sting out of the Paris team if they were to score one. They're working for a field goal at the moment now. This is Jason Martin. Craig Menkins, who's on as a substitute for Wayne Singh. O'Donnell trying to plough the way over there. Did you give him a try? As you see, his touch judge, Zingo judge. He's not very happy with it. Mark Force is trying to offer his advice. That's it. No try. Paris Saint-Germain are not happy about that. A small band of supporters, the Warrington Wolves fans, I think it was a very, very good decision. Like we said, we were due for a roll of a 6 on the dice. The decision going in our favour. Scrum down. It will have to be a big set of 6 this for Warrington Wolves to defend against. Paris across. This is Martin. Lee Breers broke from the scrum. He was in on the tackle with Tatupu. It's Joe Taylor again. Well, the big game is Joe Taylor. O'Donnell. Martin. Again, Paris tried to find a way through. Matt O'Connor tries to flick the ball out. Lee Breers says thank you very much indeed. I mean, a slight bill. Lee was quite happy to get the ball and be got to ground. This is Wingfield. So dangerous, this Paul. I don't know whether wing's the right position for him, really. He's going to be one very, very useful back in the years to come. With a positive from the Warrington Academy. Mark Forster. Well hit there is Mark. Clashed heads with Jason Martin on that occasion. We both felt that one. Mark's flat out. Jason Martin's flat out as well. Yep, top of the head.
1168. gagne le ballon
Been in the wars a bit with his head as
le
Mark.
numéro 1643.
Johnny Rothwell saying that Mark's going to have to come off as well.
Maillot de la Super League, le numéro 1775. Gagne un survêtement, le numéro 1146.
Accidental clash of heads
Je rappelle le numéro
on that occasion between Mark Forster.
1168.
Tony Priddle is going to be the substitute to come on.
Pour le maillot 1775.
Ready
Pour le
stripped.
survêtement 1146.
Jason Martin coming off in the wars. And a cut to his face. Mark Forster's also left the field. Big round of applause as he richly deserves, Mark. 2 tries in this game. There's a blood bin substitution as well, so Salisi Finau's back on.
Entrée en piste. Entrée sur le terrain de Fabien de Méchy.
Number 23, Phil Bergman, trying to help the referee with his decision on where Roper should actually play the ball from. George Mann. Willie Swan attacked in half-back. Warren Stevens. Going to get a lot of injuries in the game. I don't know whether the gum shield became very popular a few years ago. I don't know whether it'll become important for all players to start wearing headgear. Tighten up to your knots. Gary Chambers and Mike Wainwright will be wearing in this game. Mark Forster has picked up some head injuries in the last 12 months. Remember one at London Broncos last season. He got a cut on his head against Salford Reds last week. After he accidentally came into contact with David Hume's knee. Willie Swan got a belt round the ear all on that occasion. He felt that one. He's going to need some attention. Big game. The big second half of the season is Willie Swan. Actually told he was surplus to requirements after the first game at Bradford Bulls. Came back and played as an emergency hooker at Leeds Rhinos at the end of May. He's had a very, very good second half to the season as Willie Swan. But I'd say from watching him last season at scrum half, he's been more effective as a hooker this season. Garner puts the tackle in, robs the ball. A set of 6. This is Finau, who's back on. Mark Forster. Again, he's leading with his arm there, Salisi. He's going to get him in a lot of trouble. Wingfield. Has to be where the action is, de Jean Paul. Lee Breers. It's Richie Ayres who's on as a substitute for Ian Knott. This first sample of the action. Mike Wainwright. Willie Swan. Again looking for a way through. You can see a swarm of Paris Saint-Germain defenders there, not letting him come through any gap at all, giving him no room at all to work in. Clever chip over the top there. Oh, I think if Warren Stevens had got that, I don't think anything would have stopped him. Bad bounce, great idea by Lee Breers. Got a good running partner there is Lee Breers as well, Brains. If that had come off, it would have been one of the Warrington tries of the season. Paris Saint-Germain on the way back. Lot to do yet of Paris. Only 2 points down in this game. A big last 25 minutes on both sides. Can Warrington keep this newfound enthusiasm for defending intact? Only once has the defence been breached in this game. Tupa win on the tackle. Richie Ayres. 5 tackles gone, says referee Connolly. Another kick, Connor. Clever kick, putting pressure again on Salisi Finau. Salisi's coming away. Really well done indeed there. So important he wasn't decked in his own in-goal area. Sheer power kept him out. Paul Wingfield. Hit on the charge and on the full. By number 22, Paul Evans, and tackle well there. There's John Roper. Willie Swan. It's a gritty display by Warrington Wolves this evening. Young Wingfield with the ball. Very workmanlike performance. It's a 17-man game today. And all 17 that we've seen so far, everybody's been pulling the weight for the Warrington Wolves. And Paris put in at the scrum. One of the pullers that Paris have with playing Saturdays, everybody knows what they have to do on Sunday, and by that I mean Castleford and Oldham. The win tonight could effectively lift Warrington away from any relegation fears. Huge hit there by George Mann, a one-on-one. So many of those will be missed early season, not now. It's to Tupu, Warren Stevens. And in play it says referee Connolly. Another big hit there by George Mann. Flattened by his sparring partner, Warren Stevens. O'Donnell. Trying to go down the blind side. So they can't get through the middle, the Paris Saint-Germain team, trying to string the ball wide. It's an interesting kick from O'Connor. Fina takes it on the full. That's an improvement in Salisi's game. The game against Salford Reds last week, and Rogers was awarded the penalty try. Finau totally misread the situation, but on that occasion he was back, he collected the ball, he turned his back and he was ready to set off another move. Wingfield. Willie Swan. George Mann. There's the ball. Willie Swan again. Warren Stevens. Found a lot of speed as well, and looks a bit leaner than he did early season with Warren. Sort of sees himself as a frustrated winger even though he's playing at prop. Hopefully if Salisi can do it, I can as well. Willie Swan. Chipped through. Harris. Dion Bird. Come back. Tackle well. Tackle there by Vergana. Good lad at stopping him is Nigel. It's one of his stablemates like George Mann to come in and finish the job off properly. Katupu, ever hungry in the tackle, as has been in the past few games. O'Donnell. Yeah, Vergana in the tackle there. The one-on-one was enough. That was a huge hit there by Richie Ayres, who's all his experience there. Paris man felt it. It's Chris Cawsey who's on as a substitute. Kelly Shelford having been replaced. And a reshuffle ahead for the Warrington Wolves. Salisi Finau tucks the ball under his left arm. Again, you can see there leading with his right hand. I say it's going to get him in a lot of trouble. A little bit of work on that in coaching as Salisi. Big lad to look after himself. On occasions you're going to get the referee who's going to give the penalty against you. This is Wingfield. Oh, what a run by Wingfield. Crosses the halfway line, makes tremendous yardage there. Holds the ball up well, well done Paul. That's Chris Cawsey to play the ball. Matt Wainwright tries to cut the defence and does so on that occasion. Richie Ayres was looking for the offload. Richie Ayres has got the offload. Nearly got between the posts as well. This is good play for Warrington. Willie Swan, as always, says get away, we want to play the ball. That's a bounce back. Willie Swan eventually gets the ball. Here's Paul Wingfield. He's into the corner. Great try for the Warrington Wolves. Just a great try. He got the lucky rebound now for back of Joe Taylor. Willie Swan sets it up, feeds right to Lee Breers. Lee has the ball knocked out on a one-on-one, quite legal. And Willie Swan's round the back to set the move up. Misses two men out. And in goes Paul Wingfield. He knows where the try line is. Willie Swan says, yes, thank you very much. I started the move off. Well, I'll have the 4 points. So the delight there on Paul Wingfield's face. 6 tries he's got. Try being awarded. And that has put Warrington in a very, very strong position. 6 points in the lead. We're well into the last 20 minutes of this game. He's awaiting his kicking cut. On that one, Lee. He gave up the sand mid-season. Went into his own kicking cut. Referee Bob Connolly pushing somebody on. There's one out there somewhere. .63 minutes gone in the game. Troy Bellamy now coming on as a substitute for O'Donnell. Very, very influential in this game. We've also got Tony Priddle being introduced into the action for Joe Taylor. It'll be a very, very nail-biting last 17 minutes of this game. You're going to kick a goal all season, Lee. Please kick this one. 16 points to 10. The Warrington Wolves lead. That faltering run up to the ball. Turns, twists. It's high enough. Nope. Not on that occasion. Paris Saint-Germain 10, the Warrington Wolves 16.
For Warrington and the seed Paul Wigan. Warrington 16.
It's going to be a huge
Paris Saint-Germain 10.
last 17 minutes. As you can see there, all the Warrington Wolves players, they're up for this. Lee Penny's in there. Good team spirit going on at the moment at the club. Fans are getting behind them. He's keeping his 100% record intact against the Frenchman. The Ghana in there on the tackle as well, with Michael Wainwright. Tony Priddle in the action early. He's come on stage as a substitute for Joe Taylor. They just have lost the shape a bit, Paris Saint-Germain, because O'Donnell was very influential unless he was carrying some sort of injury. And Taylor was making a lot of yards. He must be very tired. I can understand the Taylor substitution, but O'Donnell, everything was going through him. Mistakes like that happening as well. We possibly saw 2 of those early season for Warrington, now the regular occurrence. The intensity of the game at the moment, putting the pressure on. I think any rugby league coach would agree with me, the best place to defend is on the other team's half. And Warrington with a set of 6 to play out. Michael Wainwright. Lee Penny. Fancies a run himself, does Lee? Again a mishandle. Slightly overshot the ball there, did Warren. Ball's coming in at a heck of a pace from the pass. Well, a shot at the ball bounced out, and back from Paris Saint-Germain. Heads went down early season, not going down now though. 16 points to 10. And 1998 Super League beckons for the Warrington Wolves if they can hang on. Not mathematically sure that they will actually stay in Super League. Take some superhuman efforts from the teams below them if they could win this game. It's Craig Menkins looking to offload. You can see there the cover going in for Warren Stevens, stopping offload. And on the 5th it's a Connor. Well done Lee Penny, and a good take under the lights as well and under pressure. Wingfield says, right Lee, ready moment of glory, give him the ball. Wingfield, the try scorer. So 6 tries and 1 goal this season, 25 points. Finau charging through shoulder first that time. Not going to get in trouble for that. Roper. Been upset tonight, John, I would have thought, losing his goal-kicking duties after his great display at Wigan. George Mann, going to burst through the middle. This is by George. The support was with him. Chris Causer was with him. Willie Swan was there. This good play by the Wolves. Warren Stevens, the ball goes backwards. Yes, of course it did. Thank you, referee. Wipes the slate clean. Magana. Willie Swan throws right to Breers. Richie Ayres. Now they what point price a drop goal here. Lee Breers wasn't ready for it. 6 points is the lead. It'd be very interesting if he could slot a drop goal over here, Warrington. Breeze is set for it. Not too close really. Decides to play it out to Tupou. Ball goes backwards. Magana. Again pressurising that line. 5th tackle. Goes Breeze. Great one-pointer. Superb. 17 points to 10. Lee Breers puts a drop goal in. Now that makes it very interesting because, as you can rightly see there from the caption, if Paris Saint-Germain score a try and a goal, they've got to score again. The way the Warrington defence is holding out at the moment, they're not struggling to score at all. Just gives them that one extra point cushion, the 7-point cushion.
Le Brits, Warrington 17, PSG 10.
The Warrington players looking worse for wear, and quite right. It's been a sterling performance this evening. The showings were there on Wednesday evening at Wigan. It was just indiscipline. This has been obviously worked on over the past few days by Darryl van der Velde and Paul Cullen. Only 2 early penalties being given away. Gary Chambers back on field. I do believe he suffered a dead leg in the first half. That's what sidelined him. And all his experience is going to be required. Fresh pair of legs, big hit there. You can see the right arm going right across the chest from Gary. Very popular amongst his teammates is Gary. Gives 100%. And on occasions this year, he's given something like 150% in each game. Again, Paris tried to offload. Be restricted to working in their own half. That was a good tackle going in there. Very, very good tackle. Willie Swan thought it was good as well. Warrington get the ball back. Lee Penny. He's been struggling most of the week, Lee, with after effects of flu. Bravely played right the way through this game. It must be difficult now. Salisi Finau on the play the ball to Willie Swan. Again, Mike Wainwright. That scissor-like movement. Long legs on him. Willie Swan. Richie Ayres plows his way through. Again held short. It's down about 3 minutes out with Richie. Willie Swan, Lee Breeze. Breeze offloads to Lee Penny, a clever offload. 5 tackles. Price another drop goal. Tupou. Nobody. Well, Tupou read the situation well. I think he actually heard my instructions there. What price another drop goal? Unfortunately, there was nobody there to drop the goal. Obviously, ISL causing there running between the advertising boards. After another try. Lacking ideas. Since Jason Martin went off with Paris Saint-Germain, and quite surprisingly by Andy Goodway, he took O'Donnell off. Now I would say they were the 2 main playmakers in this game. Martin, who was off injured, and O'Donnell, who was a substitution when Troy Bellamy came on just after the hour. Everything falling in the lap of O'Connor at the moment. Try and set some moves up. Paris attacking now that left-hand side of the field. Ball bounce is clear. There's no even on that. Just into the tackle. Scrum down. Warrington Wolves to put in. Back on the field comes Jason Martin. Now taking his goal kick at Matt O'Connor off. Martin out the blood bin. 6 minutes of the game to go. It should be a big 6 minutes here for Warrington Wolves to see if they can hold out. Lee Breers. Mike Wainwright. The Warrington players, I think, sensing that Super League safety is just a few minutes away. See if they can raise the game in the last 5 minutes on the clock now. Paul Wingfield to Fina. Hands the player off. Garner. Paul Wingfield. Such a difficult little player. Like a cracking half for Paul Wingfield. He's got the speed for a winger. Wonderful all-round player though. Big things expected of him in the future. Lee Breers kicks. Taking an age to settle that ball. Dion Berg comes across. Brings the ball out of his own red zone. On that occasion, now really swatted behind the tackle count tonight. Tackle on in there. 18, Anthony Hancock. Obviously wants to be called Anthony instead of Tony. Be careful there, Causey. The referee accused him of going in on the flop. George Mann, big tackle. He seems to have got a new lease of life, George, since he had his haircut. Good offload there on Jason Martin. What a good tackle that was. That was Lee Penny. The one-on-ones this evening for Warrington Wolves have been superb. Knock on. Warrington put in. I've seen on videos before, this is set of 6 time. In the olden days it was sticking up your jumper time. Warrington are not going to try anything fancy. It's going to play the sets of 6 out. Some ground on the 5th tackle, possibly kick the touch. Take the pressure right off. Lee Breers to Wingfield. Warrington fans getting noisier as the evening goes on. Well done to them, absolute stars all season. Mike Wainwright, Willie Swan, it's Gary Chambers. Lloydman decided he was going to reverse into that tackle. Gets up, he's still running. Tupu, Bagara. Tidy there. Warrington heeding, playing a set of 6 out. Been goaded a bit on that occasion, Vigana. Lee Breers kicks the touch. Clips an elbow. It doesn't matter under the ruling of rugby league. Tries to get out of the way. Doesn't even count against you. Paris Saint-Germain to put in. Very, very big last 5 minutes. Willie Swan trying to slow the game down. He wants to get his head in. Martin to feed the scrum. Like a huge troll net over that side. Warrington Wolves on that occasion. Close the game down completely. Come Paris again. 1-on-1 there, Vigana. One of the happiest men in the Warrington camp this evening is going to be Darryl van der Velde. Defence wins games, says Darryl. He's quite right. He must be very, very happy with what's happened this evening. Time for Paris to come back though yet. Jason Martin is the danger man. Big tackle there by Gary Chambers. Paris again. Martin. Swings the ball. This is Lomax. Very, very dangerous player. Offloads the ball. If he's not happy with something. On the clock. He's happy with Richie Ayres. Oh. That could prove fatal. Richie Ayres, 2 minutes to go in the game. Simbind for interference at play the ball. Oh, Bob, I've seen some good ones this year. He's obviously not going to kick at goal here. The 7 points behind. 2's no good. This time Richie Ayres is playing in this game. Done his bit, played well, but penalised. It's going to be 12-man Warrington for the remainder of this game. Might actually been sent off, been Simbin, but he's not going to get back on. Big effort there by Warrington Wolves. Gary Chambers coming in there. Lee Penny's in to break it up as well. Remember the game actually back in April. I think it was John Connolly on that occasion. And Paris Saint-Germain were winning the game with 8 minutes to go. He's been one of the Paris Saint-Germain players, and Warrington actually won the game. John Huff last minute try. Warrington's putting at the scrum. A 12-man effort. I'm approaching stoppage time. There won't be as much stoppage time in this half as there was in the first half. Lee Breeze gets the ball at a second attempt. This is time for play a set of 6 out. Nothing fancy. Breeze plays it. No matter how many yards you make, just play it out. And then on the 5th tackle, get that big boot behind it. See how tired the Warrington Wolves players are. Willie Swan. And Willie will play all night. Finau. Big hand off there on Jason Martin, and he felt that one. See again, Finau being penalised for leading with his arm. Something they're going to have to work on during the close season with him. He's a huge lad. I mean, if he could substitute that with his shoulder, he'd be a phenomenal player. Gives the ball back to Paris Saint-Germain. Nope, he misses the one tackle. Causey is on the tackle and smothers him completely. Paris Saint-Germain not finished yet. Ball got out the back door there somehow. Chip through. Lee Penny seemed to take an age there. It's going to be a drop out between the sticks.
The time's up. It's probably been up for 10 to 15 minutes, 5 seconds.
Rob Connolly saying to Lee Breeze, come on, get on with it. It's high. How fast can the defence get up? Been given another couple of split seconds. Back comes the blanket coverage. Resorting to flinging the ball out. One last roll of the dice for Paris Saint-Germain. Martin. 20 minutes he was off the field was crucial to Paris Saint-Germain. It must be said, Warrington Wolves have won this game. It's not been stolen from anybody. If they can actually hold out.
I got you, mate, I got you.
We didn't get an infringement at the play of the ball there. That was what I would call. In fact, the hooter goes, and you see the Warrington Wolves players Surely to goodness now, Super League safety must be assured, must be said, could all be sorted out tomorrow. Castleford play, St Helens, Alderman at Thrum Hall, an important scoreline from middle of Basque Country in Bayonne. It's Paris Saint-Germain 10, the Warrington Wolves 17. Tries by Mark Forster on 16 and 39 minutes, a try in the second half by Paul Wingfield. You can see there the Warrington Wolves players saluting the fans who made the trip. It's not been an easy trip for the Speckies. And all those smiles on the Warrington Wolves fans' faces. And the